Welcome back to our closing. I hope you've been having fun this week. We have learned so much about God and His power this week. And what we're learning this week is that Jesus' power helps us be good friends.
Trust Jesus!
And that's a really important thing because we need to be good friends. We need to show Jesus' love in how we treat other people and our friends. Let's celebrate God's power by singing Power Shuffle.
Everybody clap your hands. Now stop. I feel it in the air right now. It's all around, I see it everywhere. It's the power. Yeah, God's power. It's the power to move any star. It's the power to heal your broken heart. It's the power. Yeah, God's power. So don't hold back, no, don't hold still. God is here and He is real. Take 4 steps to the left, to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn it around and move to the right. 1, 2, 3. Now take tiny little jumps forward to the front. 1, 2, 3. 4 jumps back, but you better look back. Let's do it all again right now. Take 4 steps to the left, to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn it around and move to the right. 1, 2, 3. Now take tiny little jumps forward to the front. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 jumps back, but you better look back. 2, 3, 4. Now freeze. And everybody clap your hands. Now stop.
When we make friends with someone, you might say that we've made a connection with that person. So we all have made friends, and we have some really strong friendships and relationships with other people. Let's imagine that this finger is our friend,
Okay.
and let's imagine this finger is us.
Okay.
Okay? Now, you don't have a friend with you right now, but you've got your sister, and then you guys are friends, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what you want to do is you want to take this finger and this finger and hook them into each other and do this.
Okay.
And see if you can pull your fingers apart. Just try to pull them apart yourself, right? Can you do it? All right.
That's really hard. I can't
Right.
do that.
And we have really strong relationships where they're just really strong friendships, and that can represent those strong friendships, right?
Yeah.
All right, can you try that at home? It's really hard.
Yeah, I can.
All right, so what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to try to see if you can pull Katie's fingers apart, but don't hurt her.
Okay.
Make sure you don't hurt each other. But see how hard it is to pull those fingers apart. And I'd like her to try it with you. And you put your fingers up and see if you can. Let me see if I can pull your fingers apart. Wow. Here, try to pull mine.
No.
You couldn't do it. Can you try that at home? See if your mom or your dad or your brother and sister can pull your fingers apart. Now, be careful. Don't hurt each other. But see if you can pull them apart and show how strong that connection is. It's really great to have strong connections and friendships, right?
Yeah.
But there's things that can hurt those friendships, isn't there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's fun when we make strong connections with our friends, but sometimes we do or we say things to our friends, things that hurt our friendships. Maybe they leave us out of the game.
Yeah.
Maybe they lie to us.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't talk to us for a long time.
That too.
Those are all kinds of things that can pull friendships apart.
Yeah.
Can you think of some things that might have
A big fight.
a big fight? That can do it. How about you? Can you think of something that might pull a friendship apart?
Maybe them winning the game against you and you get too competitive.
Yeah, being too competitive, that can mess up relationships. And bragging can too. So if someone wins and they brag about winning, that can really hurt your feelings and really hurt your friendships. Why do you think it was so hard to pull our fingers apart? I mean, pretty much impossible to pull someone else's fingers apart, no matter how hard we tried. You couldn't pull them apart, right?
Yeah.
Right? Well, when we're friends with Jesus, we can trust his love. His power to be a friend is bigger than any other friendship. He can never hurt us. He would never leave us. He would never brag, right?
Yeah.
Right.
His friendship is perfect. Jesus' power helps us to be good friends.
Trust Jesus.
And when we trust Jesus to help us to be a good friend, then we're showing other people Jesus.
Yeah.
And that's a really great thing to do. Let's sing another song that reminds us of how wonderful our God is. And when we trust Jesus, he gives us the power to be a good friend.
If there's one thing we can count on, it's that God will never let us down, and we can trust everything he does. He keeps his promises, we know, because, yeah, the word of the Lord holds true. We can trust him, we can trust him, yeah, the word of the Lord holds true. We can trust him, we can trust him, yeah. Oh, yeah. If there's one thing we can count on, it's that God will never let us down, and we can trust everything he does. He keeps his promises, we know, because, yeah, the word of the Lord holds true. We can trust him, we can trust him, yeah, the word of the Lord holds true. We can trust him, we can trust him. Yeah, the word of the Lord holds true. We can trust him, we can trust him, yeah, the word of the Lord holds true. We can trust him, we can trust him, we can trust him, we can trust him.
We have learned so much this week. We've learned that one of the most important things that we can do is pray to Jesus and ask him to help us be good friends. Even when it's hard, Jesus is the best friend we have, and he can teach us and help us to be good friends. Even though we may be different than other people, sometimes people annoy us, we can still laugh and pray and sing and eat and even travel together. And that is Jesus' love and power in action. And that is really awesome.
God of heaven and earth, you are amazing. You hold me up with your hand, you give me faith, and I will put my hope in you alone, in you alone. God of heaven and earth, you are amazing. You hold me
These last couple of weeks, we've been celebrating God's awesome power and talking about God sightings. Don't forget, God sightings can be big and they can be small, but they're just evidence to us that God is everywhere. So if you have some God sightings, share them with your friends and your family, and remember that God can work through you by His power and show God to all the people around you. God sightings are pretty cool.
So a God sighting I have is with all the rain lately, it reminds me of my baptism and God welcomed me into His family and everything He has done in my life to care for me and bring me to where I am today.
Hi guys, my name is Naomi and my God sighting is my plants. I love to see how God helps them to grow and start from something really small and get really big.
Hello friends, it's so good to see you. Now in week 1, we learned that God helps us to do hard things. You might remember me as Saul, who got his name changed by God to Paul. But my real name is Vicar Micah, and today I'd like to talk to you about what we're learning in week 5. It's that God helps us to be good friends, and I want to share a God sighting with you. Now I was looking out my window the other day, and I saw 2 kids who looked like they were in the 4th grade, riding their bikes down a hill. And one of them was going really, really, really fast. But the other person behind them, the other kid, was going much, much slower, and his bike was wobbling. And it turned out that he fell off his bike right onto the sidewalk, and it looked like he got hurt pretty bad. But the friend who was going down the hill really fast turned around and noticed that his friend was in trouble. Now, he was going super fast, and it looked like a lot of fun. Maybe it would have been easier to just keep going fast. But instead, he turned his bike around and rode back up the hill to go help his friend who had fallen down. He helped his friend, they made sure he wasn't hurt too bad, and then they walked their bikes together. Because God helps us to be good friends.
This train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. Jesus made a place in heaven for me. This train is bound for glory. 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 Jesus made a place in heaven for me. This train is bound for glory. This train.
Okay, now let's bring it down.
This train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. Jesus made a place in heaven for me. This train is bound for glory. This train. Oh, this train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. Jesus made a place in heaven for me. This train is bound for glory. This train. This train. This train. This train.
We have learned so much this summer about Jesus and His power. We've learned that Jesus' power helps us to do hard things, gives us hope, helps us to be bold, lets us live forever, and helps us to be good friends.
Trust Jesus!
This summer, we've been talking about God sightings, which are those little and big things that show us that God is with us every day, that Jesus' power works through people, through us every single day. We've learned a lot of stories about Jesus from the Bible and shown his power and all that he has done for the people back in Bible times and how that actually relates to us today. We've praised him with songs and dances and celebrated him in so many ways this summer, and I've really enjoyed doing this with you. Let's sing another song that reminds us of how awesome Jesus is.
We trust in you, Jesus. You're all that we need. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. You give us hope and life that's forever. You make us bold and we stand together. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. We're off on this journey. There's no looking back. With Jesus to lead us, we're on the right track. Oh, 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 oh. Wide open spaces for wide open eyes. We're looking ahead for the next big surprise. Oh, 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 oh. We trust in you, Jesus. You're all that we need. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. You give us hope and life that's forever. You make us bold and we stand together. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. We're off on this journey. There's no looking back. With Jesus to lead us, we're on the right track. Oh, 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 oh. Wide open spaces for wide open eyes. We're looking ahead for the next big surprise. Oh, 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 oh. We trust in you, Jesus. You're all that we need. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. You give us hope and life that's forever. We stand together. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. Trusting in you. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. Trusting in you. Trusting in you. We're trusting in you. Trusting in you.
Well, welcome back. It has been a terrific train trek on the Rocky Railway with you. I've had so much fun with you learning about Jesus' power and love. This is our final video, and I pray that Jesus' power encourages you every day. Have a great summer. Goodbye.
Your power will pull us through. We're trusting